Good morning, everybody. Again, this is Brent Londecker, guest hosting today for Kevin Price, who, as I mentioned earlier, is in San Francisco with Baker Communications for the Dreamforce 2000. Catch his specials tomorrow and Wednesday at 10 a.m. on Talk 650, powered by CBS Radio. And good thing is, I've got my daughter Brittany here again with me, making sure we're doing everything the way we should. And my second guest is a longtime friend. Just started his own new business with a couple of great partners. Bill Amity. Bill, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brent. Appreciate you having us here.
Hey, it's great having you. Hey, it's kind of exciting, Bill, because, you were a long-time Deloitte & Touche partner like I was, and, you got the itch that, you thought you could do better for your clients by going out on your own. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're Trenegy is the name of our company, and we were founded with the idea that we can go out and serve the middle market out there in the same capacity that we've served the large companies working for a large company. So essentially what we're doing is we are providing similar services that we provided in the big firm. However, we're doing it quicker, more efficient, and at frankly half the rate. So we're out there, we're able to help clients get the right answer that they need. So most of our companies are fast-growing companies. They want to know, what do I do when we get bigger? How do we address those problems? And that's what we're here to do, is help them figure this stuff out in the most efficient and cost-effective manner.
Now, that's kind of interesting, too, Bill, because, again, what you're doing there is you're taking a bunch of people that came from a well-known, top-notch consultancy. You have formed your own, but you've made it quicker, leaner, and a lot more cost-efficient for the client. So it seems like that's a great value add.
No, absolutely. And we look at ourselves as special forces out there. We're serving clients coming in with the answers. We've been there. We've worked with the large companies. We've seen what they've done wrong, what they've done right. And our clients want quick answers. They want to know what direction should they go. If they ask a question about what system should we go implement, what process should we put in place, what human resource policy should we put in practice? How do we organize our finance function? How do we deliver to our customers? We're coming back to them with very quick answers. We've worked with dozens and dozens of companies, all different sizes. We've seen what they've done wrong and right, seen what worked, help them benchmark it quickly, help them get the answers that they need. So then we're not spending a lot of time sitting around drawing stuff on a whiteboard. We're going out and actually helping them implement the right answer.
Well, and again, I probably have gotten ahead of myself because I know Bill so well. For all the listeners out there, Bill, tell us a little bit about the three services in particular that Trenegy offers up.
Absolutely. We have three main service areas. One's around information technology. And really what that is you look at these organizations, and as you grow there's this black box called IT. And it tends to be one of the biggest costs in an organization. Now, I'm not talking about technology organizations. I'm just talking about a company, an oil and gas company.
Right.
It's a necessary evil. They've got to have an information technology infrastructure. Well, right. How do we keep that cost down without exploding and biting into our margins? So that's one piece, is helping companies figure out what's the right approach and how do we get there from point A to point B from a technology perspective. Second is the whole finance and accounting. How do I get the information we need to deliver to our financial community, be it stockholders, be it your executive team? How do we organize? How do we do it in the most efficient and effective manner? And then the third is around human resources, which is all around the whole organization design, organization change. You've got organizations out there that just kind of grow. When you're a small company, you have family members, you have people taking on different roles. But as you grow, you've got to become more organized, and you got to define, well, I need a chief financial officer. I need a chief operating officer. What do they do? What are their roles? How do we organize that, and how do we drive it forward?
Super. It's Bill Amity again, a co-founder with Trenegy. Now, Bill, it seems interesting because it seems like you've picked three incredible, important pillars. I don't see how IT, finance and accounting, or HR can work by themselves. It seems like, again, you and your partners were real smart on what you picked out to focus on, because all three of those have to work simultaneously or in sync with each other. Am I correct?
You're absolutely right. And the big problem you get into in a lot of organizations, they're not. Human resources says, hey, we need to head in this direction with our people. We need to have some flexibility. The information technology group might be saying, hey, we need to put some controls around all of our technology and what we do. So you've got people, and then you've got technology being forced in different directions. And what ends up happening is this is how bureaucracy happens in organizations.
Absolutely.
Then you say, well, we need to hire somebody and create a department that works between the two. So then as the company grows, they create this huge bureaucracy. And instead, we sit back with those organizations and help them figure out, how do I tie all those together, tie those pillars together so they're not going in three different directions. And that's really what we're all about. We've got that expertise in those three areas. So when it comes time, when the HR guy says, says, hey, I need a new system to help my sales force be more effective. And then the IT guy goes, well, it's going to take 6-8 months to get you that system. We can come back and say, hey, guess what? We've seen companies use, for example, cloud computing. You've heard about the force.com, and use those things to get technology deployed quickly to your sales force, for example. Another was around your financials and how do I get my financial reporting information out quicker as opposed to sitting there waiting a month for financial results. And by then you're looking back. You're not looking forward. Right. So that's really what we're all about.
Well, it seems like, when companies are out there hiring people, they go out and they hire a lot of really good people, but you got to be careful sometimes when you hire somebody from one company that's maybe in charge of HR, another person that was in charge of another company that's in charge of IT, another person, a CFO that might have been there for the last 20 years. You come in with maybe 3 different thoughts, and all of those have to be in sync and in harmony for that company to be successful, and therefore that's how you all play an important role.
Absolutely. And usually we're being brought in by the new CFO maybe, who says, hey, I've come to this organization. I came from an organization where we did these things right, but I've got to get everybody else on board. So we're playing a role in facilitating. So we'll come out and we'll organize a facilitated workshop with the executive team to help them figure out how do I get from point A to point B and develop a realistic plan. And in a lot of cases, consultants have a bad name in the market for coming out with a lot of big words and stuff. We try to stick with the basics. How can you get stuff done? How can you get it quickly? And how can you have it realistic? So we'll help them facilitate it, and then we'll help them through the implementation steps of change.
That's cool. This is Brent Londecker again talking to Bill Amony, co-founder, managing director over at Trenegy.com, Trenegy. Hey, Bill, I'm going to divert a little bit. It's kind of interesting when somebody starts their own firm, and you and I happen to be friends and got to talk about that for about 2 years before that. Tell me a little bit about how that does, because I'm sure there's a lot of listeners out there that might be encouraged by the courage that you guys all showed to do that and kind of the things that, made you all want to take that leap.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So when we started talking about this, we've spent our past 15 years consulting with other companies and helping them figure out how to make more money for themselves. And we said, hey, why don't we take those same practices and do that for ourselves as opposed to for somebody else? So the key driver is, what are all those pieces? So we have that various degrees and background from HR to finance to information technology to sit down and say, okay, what are the things we need, what a company needs to do to be successful, and how do we set all this up? So we spent the appropriate amount of time. We knew, okay, where are the things that are going to make us inefficient, where we would be be efficient. So, for example, technology. Right. We have no software except for Microsoft Office, which can be argued you might not even have to do that with Open Office out there. But we have no hardware on site except for our laptops. We have essentially we use a hosting provider to do that, and we're able to day one have a website up, day one have our accounting software up, and have everything up and running because it's all hosted by someone else. And if we have a problem, we just get online and chat with someone. We don't have to have an IT guy. Right. And it's funny, you look at these organizations and you say, well, do you even need an IT guy? And we don't. And so that's one example. The other piece is human resources around our benefits and all those plans. We said, okay, who are our employees going to call when they have a medical problem? Well, we went out and found a external company to actually host and provide our benefits and ask those questions for them. So we're getting away from the infrastructure. We hosted model, keep it all, try to keep everything as simple as possible, and ask ourselves the question whenever we are creating something or doing something, how is that going to add value for our clients?
Absolutely, because what you're trying to do is make sure that you have as much time spent on taking care of your clients versus all the bureaucracy or administrative issues that you have.
Right. And it doesn't come without issues, though. I mean, right now we were hiring people, and that's just a pitch, but we're hiring people.
Good pitch.
And I like your pitch on LinkedIn, Brent. When I'm hiring, I hope that works.
Yeah.
Let me know if it does. But we're hiring people, and people have in this new generation here, they have expectations, and you guys do the compensation stuff. We're learning through some of that stuff. How do we compensate the younger people properly? And those are questions back for you, is how do we do that? So those are things we're learning through. So we don't have everything nailed down, but there's certain intricacies and aspects, and they're asking for things that we have to be prepared to provide to attract the right talent.
Well, and also, one of the things that goes untalked about sometimes about behind the scenes when you start something are the unseen heroes, the wives, the kids. Because, I remember when I did this, about 11 years ago when I split from Deloitte & Touche, you need to have people that are supporting that, because it looks a little bit crazy when you leave that nice paycheck and you're going out on your own to basically fulfill a dream. Is that true as it relates to you guys as well?
No, absolutely it is. It couldn't be further from the truth. And my wife and family have been extremely supportive. In fact, when I left the big world, I had some of my former partners ask me, well, what does your family think? And because a lot of times people go into things and they don't have the support of their family, and that's where problems tend to happen. And with my family, they're completely supportive. In fact, all three of our partners, we sat down with our spouses and did a lot of brainstorming on what we're doing, and just sharing that with them and letting them know what we're doing and what's going on. And it really, having that support network behind you helps tremendously, and it's a must.
Well, I'm really proud of them. And again, I know your family well, and I know that they'd be great and supportive and everything else. Okay, this is Brent Londecker again, talking to Bill Amony. Bill, in 15 seconds or less, tell us a little bit about why somebody really should be motivated to give you a call.
Well, I'll tell you what, the key is if they're having trouble getting information out of their company and out of their business. Frankly, that's where we can help. Okay. That's the key root cause of a lot of the reasons why we're called into our clients.
Super. And your phone number, Bill?
713-378-1375.
Perfect. And this is Brent Londecker on Talk 650, powered by CBS Radio. Thanks.